Bro, there's another 1LE over here. What the f? The G80 M3 is better on paper, but why do I like my Camaro ZL1 1LE more? Fellas, I have owned this guy right here, my 2018 ZL1 1LE manual, for about 2 months now, and I have some pretty good perspective now since owning both. So why is it that I actually prefer this car more, even though the G80 is actually the better one on paper? And a lot of that has to do with the G80 being a more normalized car, right? It's a better daily driver. It's something that's actually usable. People that are not hardcore like this car would still buy a G80. So if you guys are like me and you're a true car guy, one of the biggest reasons I like this car more than my G80 is just the rawness. It's that simple. This car is so raw and it's so manual that to me, it is a pure driving experience. That is why I bought the car. Obviously, that's not for everybody, right? Not everybody wants a car like this, but someone like myself that's had a lot of cars that have good tech, power, this was a nice reset. And being a car guy, that is exactly what I was looking for. I wanted something so raw, but also obtainable. This car is very obtainable. You can get these ZL1 1LEs anywhere from 60 to 70 grand, which for what this car packs, horsepower wise, engine wise, suspension, all that, shoot man, that is a great value. Everybody's gonna be different, right? We all have different needs. We all have different wants. There's certain things that we like, that we desire. Not everybody would want a car like this, right? Some people want the luxury. Some people want the tech. Some people want the safety of the G80, right? The power, the street influence. This car, not everybody knows about it, right? It's not a good daily driver. I mean, I like dailying any car. I could daily a race car. It wouldn't matter to me. There's really no car, even a Flintstone mobile, I would still daily. But for most folks, this car, no way. They would not do it. You hit bumps on the freeway, you feel like your back is breaking, your spine's getting compressed. The DSSV spool dampers are very, very stiff and you feel it. This is almost a car to where if you hit a certain bump, you feel like you would get airborne. Like, it is that stiff. Even when I pull into my parking garage, I feel like I'm on 3 wheels at some times. So that all, once again, factors into the rawness for this car. This car is not for everybody, but if you're looking for a raw experience, this is the ticket. This is the car. Now, my next category, which I already know everybody can agree with this, I think this is a universal thing, the sound. Guys, come on now. You cannot beat this car and its sound. The LT4, such a good sounding engine. I cannot wait till we have headers, long tube system, tune on this guy. It is gonna be so nasty. I can't wait. Yes, guys. Everybody wants to beep at me because they see a guy with a camera, they want to beep. But anyways, the sound of owning a 6.2 liter supercharged V8 is mental. Oh my gosh, just the presence of this thing on the road, you feel like you want to be an absolute just menace on the road. Right? Like, it wants you to drive like a Banshee. G80, yes, you can be a little bit more sophisticated. You can be more gentleman in that car. But this car, man, it just feels like you own the streets, right? So it's got that raw, rowdy, aggressive nature to it. And I love that, man. Being a car guy, this is exactly what I wanted. The G80, truthfully, guys, and we can all agree on this, the only thing that saves the G80 is the ignition cut shifts, right? The sound when you're gonna go shift the car, right? The ZF, it does a pause, it engages the gear, and then it slams into the next gear. It almost sounds very GT3-like, it's very exotic. Those sound good. Even the Gen 3 B58s that have the ignition cut shifting on the ZF61, good sound. However, this car, it blows all of that out of the water, man. Like I said, once this has headers, it is game on. Woo! We are gonna be rowdy. I cannot wait. So from the sound department, there is nothing like owning a V8. This is my first ever V8 and I'm so stoked. It truly lives up to its hype, and for me, sound is a very big deal for a car. So that is another reason why this car obviously out edges the G80, even though the G80 is better on paper. And then we're gonna make this video short and sweet. The last category, street appeal, man. No one knows about this car. You have to be a car enthusiast to respect and understand this car, or folks are just gonna think you have a riced out Camaro. So in terms of uniqueness and just overall enthusiast perspective, this car is so hard to beat. G80s are a dime a dozen. Obviously, owning one, yes, people still respect it. Yep, there we go, thank you. Thank you guys, we're waving. Something about this car in terms of the attention it garners, the respect it gets, totally different beast. I mean, it is the beast, but totally different in that regard. That's definitely something that I like, that having a unique, cool car that brings people joy and stands out definitely is a plus. And right, we'd all be lying if that doesn't matter to us. Being a car guy, yes, you can still appreciate and love the car, but really in terms of a community outward aspect from ourselves, it definitely matters what other people think about our car. So from a joy standpoint, what it brings people, that matters to me, right? People love this car. That's how they feel. That's how they think about this car. So that to me is very special. So that is why this car has such an edge over the G80 on paper. Uniqueness, okay? And we're just gonna cut right to the point. I'm not even gonna like BS you guys about that, because truly this car, compared to my G80, so much more people approach me. So many more people are so like, what is this? Oh my God, like what are you riced out, man, right? We got a tow hook on the front, been told to remove that, told it looks stupid, right? We have these massive tires, 325s in the rear. We have this huge carbon wing. Like, what are we doing, guys? Come on. Folks that see a G80 just think it's another 3 Series. It's just another 3 Series. The lay person is not gonna know the difference. That, like, trust me on that. So this car, in that perspective, edges the G80 by so much, which then brings me back to this car obviously satisfying me more, even though on paper, the G80 is the better car. So fellas, there you have it. I made this video very short and sweet. Obviously, this car, and this is how I'm gonna end it. This is the closest you're gonna be able to get to a GT3 RS. Yes, there we go. That's like that's 4 waves now. This is the closest you're gonna get to a GT3 RS, right? Which is always every car enthusiast's dream, for like 1/5 of the price. Why would you spend over 300K for a GT3 when you can get a ZL1 1LE? Truthfully, think about that. Maybe if I was in the financial position to get a GT3, obviously I'd get a GT3, but guys, I'm still in my 20s. I have other stuff to figure out. I'm not gonna have a massive payment on a GT3 when I feel way more comfortable knowing that I have a car that could possibly appreciate in the future. This could be a future collector. Honestly, I think if I was to get another car right now, it would be a C6 ZR1. Bro, there's another 1LE over here. What the f? This is so random, guys. This is the most random shit I've ever seen in my life. There we go. There we go. Look at it. It's a 2018 too. Bro. Oh my God, dude, that's not even headers. You can't even make that up. This dude was revving at me like a bull. Sitting there, I'm like wondering, I thought it was the Tundra. That is so funny, man. Guys, I'm like rattled right now. I don't even know how to react to that. That was so random. That was the most random. Like, what are the odds of that? There you guys have it. I think this video was just meant to be. And we're just gonna end it right there because I got nothing else to say. So we'll see you in the next one. Peace.